All right, is everyone here? Quick roll call, yeah. Opening government is opening here. Opening opposition.
Hi. Okay, we are here.
Okay, closing government is here. Or not? Is closing government here?
Closing government's here.
Closing opposition.
We're here.
All right, so now we'll wait for opening government. But is opening government here?
I'm here, but I don't know about my teammate. I think he's here.
Yes, here. Safa here.
Okay. All right. Now, just to cut the time, I would love to, and to open the debate, to open the case, I would love to invite the Prime Minister of Opening Government here.
Just to make sure, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Sorry if any noise around me. I'm on a public facility. Hopefully you guys can got my speech. If you want to POI, just drop in the chat box. Don't be spam. And gender preference is here. Okay. I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. We propose believe that living in average anonymous life in South Korea is a wise and wild choice. This decision is not just about avoiding fame, but rather about maintaining privacy, life balance, and mental well-being. We will discuss why popularity as a star K-pop often being pressure, loss of privacy, and constant that has a potential to harm quality of your life in the status quo. Why? First, K-pop stars are often forced to change their appearance, language, or even their names to meet industry standards. This can rob them of their own identity and make them feel inauthentic and etc. Second, the K-pop entertainment industry can have a reach such as psychological pressure, discrimination, and other problems that may disrupt the life of the star itself. Being anonymous, at least on average, can avoid this potential risk in our side of the house. There is so many counter mechanisms for being middle anonymous in our side of the house. Many people in South Korea seek happiness through academic achievement and growing in the professional they love. Second, South Korea has beautiful natural landscapes such as mountains, beach and national parks, and etc. Third, for many people, happiness lies in maintaining a strong family relationship and building meaningful personal relationship. Spending quality time with your family only and friends can bring deep happiness, not only by the K-pop industry, etc. And so on and so forth. Because of that, extremely proud to propose. Before going into our contribution, I will deeply analyze why if you being anonymous is totally fine in the status quo. 6 levels of analysis. First, for some individuals, the search of happiness and deeper meaning in life is a fundamental priority. They may believe that popularity and fame in the K-pop industry, with all the pressure and expectation attached, can include this goal. Living an anonymous life allows them to reflect, pursue personal interests, and seek intrinsic happiness. Second, an anonymous life allows a person to build and maintain a stronger personal relationship. In the K-pop industry, busy schedules and professional pressures can make it difficult for stars to allocate enough time for personal relationship, etc. By being anonymous, at least a person can be preferred to invest in relationship with their family, friends, and etc. So, an anonymous life gives a person the opportunity to pursue hobbies and deeper personal accomplishment. They can grow personally, they can develop skill, they can achieve achievement based on their personal interests and etc. This can provide deeper satisfaction than popularity in the world of entertainment. Fourth, fame often comes with inevitable pressure and rigorous public evaluation. In contrast, an life in our separate house can provide greater mental stability and calm. Individuals can avoid the stress and anxiety associated with fame, etc. 5. Living an anonymous life also means having more control over their life. They can make decisions without having to consider the impact on their public image or the expectation or third parties or third people. This gives them a strong sense of ownership over their own life in the status quo. First of all, for some people, deeper achievement and meaningful contribution to society on the world are more important than a fame in the world of entertainment only. Living an anonymous life can give them the opportunity to build a more consistent and meaningful legacy and impact, and etc. etc. Move to our BOP. First, issues about peaceful anonymous life. First, K-pop stars often face a pressure to always look perfect and live up to the extremely high expectation of the fan and the industry itself. They are expected to look perfect in every appearance and always maintaining a highly refined image. This pressure can be overwhelming, creating ongoing anxiety and stress, etc., etc. As their popularity increases, K-pop stars often become prime targets for paparazzi and media security itself. Their every move is recorded. Personal privacy is often lost. This can destroy any sense of peace and make them feel like they are living under the lens of the newsborn of the under the news of the industry and etc. etc. Second, K-pop star may have to sacrifice many aspects of their personal lives, including time with family and friends. They may not be able to lead a normal social life and often have to avoid comfortable private life in the status quo. Busy schedules and high work pressure make a maintaining work-life balance difficult. This imbalance can impact mental and physical well-being, making life feel unstable and etc. Third, intensive training, busy schedules, can often long travel can create great physical and mental demands. They may have to face the risk of physical injury and mental instability due to constant stress. K-pop stars are often forced to change their appearance and conform to industry standards that do not always reflect their identity. This can throw off internal balance and give a feeling of the authentically and etc. etc. Second issues about privacy and personal freedom who are the main interests of human being in the status quo. First, K-pop stars are often target of paparazzi and media monitoring their every move. Photographers and journalists are on hand to capture private moments and unearth often inappropriate personal details. This means K-pop stars have a little to not room for privacy and comfortable personal life. As a K-pop star, they are expected to openly interact with their fans and participate in public events, such as fan meetups and autograph signing and etc. While this is important for maintaining a strong relationship with fans, it's also intrude their personal time and require them to constantly appear in public mode, etc. Second, K-pop star fame often limits their mobility. They may have to have strict courts and supervision to maintain their safety. This limits their freedom and to travel or move freely without supervision, etc. K-pop star personal relationships are often the target of intense public attention, like Jennie and Kai and etc. This can lead to excessive gossips, pressure, and interference in their relationship. Sometimes they may feel like they have to keep their relationship to secret to protect and their privacy. As you know, this is destroy love in relationship, such as giving gifts, such as and etc. etc. Third, K-pop stars often have to adapt to behavioral and appearance norms set by their agencies. They may feel limited in their self-expression and feel the need to maintain a certain image they not reflect who they really are and etc. So pro to propose. Thank you.
All right, so the Prime Minister spans 7 minutes and 28 seconds. I repeat, 7 minutes and 28 seconds. Now, to respond and open the case from opening opposition, I would love to invite the A layer of opposition, here.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. You only live once, so why not follow your passion instead of being an anonymous person that can and have a limited amount of passion that they can they can consume in this world. If someone wants to be a K-pop star, that's mean they have the patience for it. Not only about a lot of things. Maybe an anonymous person just doesn't have that passion. Every people is valid to have their own passion, whether they want to be a K-pop star or not. And both have a pro and cons. But that doesn't mean being a K-pop star, as the opening government state, has a lot of cons rather than being an anonymous person, because this is why we're gonna elaborate more on why being a K-pop star actually has a lot of good and positive things, whether than preferring being an anonymous person that no one's ever known. First thing first is that as the opening opposition, we firmly believe that choosing to live as the K-pop stars over individuals unparalleled opportunities for personal growth, global influence, and a life filled with excitement and fulfillment. While an average anonymous life in Korea may provide a sense of privacy and stability, we argue that the experience of being K-pop star is a once-in-a-lifetime experience that transcends conventional expectations, providing a platform of self-expression, cultural impact, and the chance to inspire millions of people worldwide, just alone being a K-pop star, because they have a lot of such a big influence on them. And also, we will also make it clear that we therefore prefer to live as a K-pop star over being an average anonymous life in as a person. Next, our approach to this motion, as this is just only theoretical debate person, we don't want to provide a lot of mechanism, but that's why our goal is that we want to uphold the value of an individual patient, because if they want to be K-pop star, then why not? Because they have a lot of positive impact too in this real world. Because the opening government doesn't provide a clear definition, I would provide one. An anonymous person is a person that only live. By that mean anonymous is that no one knows them and they can live privately or secretly. Well, K-pop star is an individual that work in the K-pop industry that being backed up by the agency. So by this definition, we can know that maybe this looks like a two different world. But if someone choose to be the other one, that doesn't mean that the other one patient is not valid. Okay. Now, before I move on to my argument, I want to rebuttal first is that the opening government said that pressure and mental health in K-pop stars. Does that mean an anonymous person can get mental health and even worse, right? They can also have a mental health, even like a lot of mental health going on in K-pop. I mean, in Korea, in general, especially as an anonymous person is high. The chance of it is high rather than K-pop star. Why? Even though K-pop star has faced my several pressure, they have the money to go to the consult and talk to the therapist. They also have like agency that baking them up, making a consulting maybe every month that they can also get help from other people. They also have a fans that can support them worldwide, because the ratio of fans and haters, there's more fans. Meanwhile, an anonymous person, especially if you consider it really anonymous, that doesn't really get for a lot of people, you can't even have a lot of maybe sorry suicide thought, and also really harsh and mental health that maybe you don't even can afford to therapists. Maybe you can argue maybe that the anonymous person is rich, but the amount of support they get from the people that like them is not equal to the K-pop star that have millions of fans. Even they are called Nugu group, which is a group that is not unknown. They still have a lot of people, especially the insane support or fan culture in Korea makes you believe and think that this has to be the right idea, because being K-pop star not only solely become mental health, because even the anonymous person also face pressure and mental health. And also you talk about anonymous person doesn't have pressure in front, it's not true, because even in Korea, even anonymous person have a high pressure, especially in university and career. They have to go to top university and also have to work a long and stagnant career that leads to worse mental health. So that's why young generation want to be K-pop star more than this pressure job, because they think that it's there are a lot of opportunities more rather than working long hours. And also about visual, you said that they need to be good looking. Even anonymous person in Korea cannot breathing wrong. They have to be good. And sadly, even though they have a job in Korea, you need a good visual, or you don't get a job. Even not for jobs, but as simple as living in Korea and breathing, you need to be good looking, because that's why plastic surgery is very popular in Korea, because people in Korea really define visual as the number one as person, not a personality. Now let's move on to my argument. I have two things I want to talk about, and how being a K-pop star will be making an impact through your influence, as to making a lot of impact to the world, as to end world hunger with your campaign and as an ambassador. The second one, how the fan support and also living the dream having you to be a self-group. The first argument is that how you can make an impact through be your influence as a K-pop star. First thing first, there are a lot of K-pop stars that being ambassador, especially for United Nations, such as BTS, that being a global power as a K-pop star, globally recognized by K-pop world, has a lot of fans. This is such a positive impact. Because while we acknowledge the challenge and sacrifice that come with K-pop star, we argue that experience of being a K-pop star, especially if you are a person that is kind, a person that want to make influence, being a K-pop star is the right way. To illustrate, example is that BTS, like I said, BTS has achieved a success not only in Korea but also international scale. The music and performance have resonated with millions of fans worldwide and have become symbol of inspiration and empowerment. As a K-pop star, they have been able to use their platform to address social issues, promote self-love and acceptance, and connect with diverse audience on deep emotional level. Not only that, they extend beyond their music, but also become a global ambassador for United Nations, such as through campaigns to self-love, to end a lot of world hunger. By a lot of K-pop fans also inspired by this, making a donation through GoFundMe to end world hunger, and also to help people struggling with mental health. Just because you access a K-pop idol doesn't mean that sounds great. That's why we believe that not only that it can help you fulfilling yourself to be kind person, you can also help another person. Second one is that how fan support will help you, and how being a K-pop star is living the dream and promote self-growth. First thing first, being a K-pop star is a great once in a lifetime experience. You have a lot of fan support, media, even like I've said, you are a new group, which means you're unknown. That means you can do it. I think that's why we uphold the goal of individual being a patient. Thank you.
All right, so the uh, layer of opposition spans 7 minutes and 9 seconds. I repeat, 7 minutes and 9 seconds. Now, to respond the case, I would love to invite the Deputy Prime Minister here.
Okay. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Wait, my car is parking, so it's still parking, so wait a minute. All right. So my POI preference is Slay. So if you would like to POI, please just unmute yourself and say Slay, and I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important. We prefer to be an anonymous, ordinary people, because again, K-pop stars they have a lot of pressure, right? And basically, people are watching your life 24/7, and there is work pressure and stuff. Now, I would like to rebut stuff from the opening opposition. First of all, they claim that these ordinary people can get mental health illness too, and it's better for the K-popers, the K-pop artists, to get mental health illness because they have fans that supports them. Well, first of all, fans that quote unquote support is actually worse for the mental health of K-pop stars. Why? Because that it pressures the K-pop stars into thinking that, oh, okay, I have to be perfect. I have to act as if I'm not depressed, etc., etc., because my friend expects that from me. Because like they expect the K-pop stars to get better in a quick way, and it's create more pressure to them, to their mental health and to their mental illness. And then also, yes, ordinary people can also get mental illness, but the thing is, it's not as saturated compared to K-pop stars. like the amount of ordinary people and K-pop stars, it's more mental health illness is more saturated in K-pop stars, right? Because like we've seen that a lot of K-pop stars kill themselves, or they like they don't want to be K-pop stars anymore because of the mental health pressures that they are in. And then they also say that ordinary people have pressure in like university or study, but the pressure of K-pop stars is much worse because like as an ordinary people, our pressure for university and study is usually because we want to impress our parents, right? Now, these K-pop stars, they want to impress the whole world, the million or billion of fans that they have. And it definitely is way, way more pressure compared to ordinary people. They have to be perfect for everyone, not just for like one or three family members and stuff. And yeah, so like they also have to do it for their career, just like ordinary people, right? And but it's like much worse because this K-pop stars is under a very, very, public are watching them 24/7. So once they make a mistake, then it's going to be over for them. And they say that, oh, ordinary people have pressure to be pretty too, and in Korea people are doing plastic surgery and stuff, right? Well, the pressure is not as much. Again, K-pop stars have to do it like the plastic surgery and the modification of body over and over again, to the point that it destroys their body. And it's not just like these modifications such as plastic surgery, but for example, also like coloring their hair. And we've seen this a lot. They will color their hair over and over again until their hair, it's kind of like unfixable, until like it's bad. It's not like not high quality hair anymore, and they have to like really, really fix it with like hair doctor and stuff. So like it's much worse for these K-pop people, like, right? Because their body is destroyed by this pressure of getting pretty. And then they talk about K-pop stars are able to campaign and stuff, but like again, it's also more pressure. It's the pressure that makes K-pop stars do that. Fan expects you to do that because fans see you as a saint that can save themselves, that can save them, or that can save other people. So that's why K-pop stars do that, because it's basically like of an obligation more than what they actually want right now. So moving on to my two arguments that I will give, the first one being life security and the second one being mental health. So, okay, for my first argument, life security, it's like very important. Why? Because it's to live a good life and not dead, and also without worrying about everything, and have your basic human right, like for example, privacy, which is like very, very important in the modern world. Now we give life security we give life security in terms of safety and money. So for safety, anonymous people don't have people knowing their address, right? Like K-pop stars, everyone basically now knows where they are. They know their home address, and they dox these people. They keep following them everywhere, and it's like very, very dangerous for them because they can get death threats from everyone. And people can just, if someone wants to attack these people, they can easily do it because the fans are like very, very crazy and high dedicated fans that they share. They know where these K-pop stars are every second, and they share it to the world, usually on Twitter and stuff, right? And then also, like ordinary people, they get no blackmails. Like I'm pretty sure that these K-pop stars get a lot of blackmails from fans. Again, there are a lot of high dedicated fans that likes to spy or stalk on their K-pop stars, on their favorite K-pop stars. And I'm sure they have found some questionable stuff, from their K-pop stars. Like maybe their K-pop stars does that thing, and then they get blackmailed. Like I'm sure that's what's happening because it does, because yeah, that's what's happening, and it's really, really bad. Ordinary people don't get blackmails. And then money, anonymous people, we don't get public scrutiny, right? Public doesn't watch our life 24/7. And the thing is, why is public scrutiny bad? Because one mistake and you're done. You get no second chance. You get canceled all over the internet. Everyone knows what you have done, even if you are not a very even if you were previously not a very famous K-pop star. But once you make a mistake, everyone suddenly knows about you. Like the whole world suddenly knows about you, even though initially only like 100 people knows about you. So that's why it's like really bad for K-pop stars, because once they do something bad, everyone knows about it. And the thing is, when you make mistake, you get fired from your agency, and no other agency will want to hire you for K-pop stars. stars. So like, no, they will get no money and their career is over essentially. And the thing is, but they can like go to like companies and stuff, right? But it's, like the thing is, they've spent their time focusing on K-pop instead of studying in their like high school or university, instead of actually properly studying them. And if they did, but now they have forgotten about all of that stuff, because instead of pursuing career in like this stuff, they focus on K-pop, and company won't hire them because they don't have the skills needed, because their portfolio is not good enough. And also the fact that companies know about them, companies know about the mistake that they have done, and they don't want to hire them for the company image, because the company will think that, oh well, these K-pop stars have done something bad in the past, so I don't want to hire them to keep my image, to make sure that my image is good, right? So what we give is, we give a second chance. Like ordinary people get second chance, everyone deserves it, right? That's why we prefer being an ordinary anonymous people, because we get second chance and our career will actually be better compared to this K-pop stars, if you want to be K-pop stars. And we can actually get career instead of a career that's basically like, I don't know, 50-50 or 1 in 100 chance. Thank you.
All right. The Deputy Prime Minister spans 7 minutes and 26 seconds. Now, to respond the case, I would love to invite the Deputy Leader of Oppositions here.
All right. Thank you. I will start my debate in three. Sorry, I have to confirm first that am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right. Thank you. So I will start my debate in 3, 2, 1. We all know that being a K-pop star is a long journey to have. In South Korea, they're minding about how hard being a K-pop star is. We know when we're being a K-pop star, the bully comes over every side. When you're a star, you must be perfect in every way, no exceptions. You cannot make a mistake. But being a K-pop star in all way is a dream to fulfill. We thought that being a K-pop star is a here near to our that time because we cannot have privacy. In fact, but I would like to have the rebate on all of this, along of the argument that we already have before, but no one mentioned what actually the average anonymous means. So for us, for in our side, average anonymous means that you live averagely in South Korea. It means you are not that rich, you are not that pretty. In every aspect, you are just an average citizen. You are not that pretty, you are not that smart, you are not that rich, you don't have that much money, you don't have the good career either or the bad one. Just do it like the average employee or things. Being a K-pop star over being an average anonymous is actually something that two side of blade that take one of each other. The reason why we should not live in average anonymously in Korea is the first of all, you still get being bullied, same as big as the K-pop star itself. Maybe when you're being a K-pop star, just imagine you're being a K-pop star. You have um you get the plastic surgery or things something like that to make you look perfect. So South Korea is the world or a country that full of visualizations. The visual, it's actually directing where they have to live, where they have to go, or else something like that. So you're still being bullied when you just in average your type. For example, like this. Just imagine you are the average people, and I actually the K-pop star. When I'm being a K-pop star, I'm being so pretty. I am rich. I have a lot of money. I have a perfect life to hold on. I have everything that you, as an average, anonymously don't have. I'm being bullied, but I still can be forgiven. We cannot like avoid the fact that physics or visual is important in our life. I still can be forgiven. Why? Because for example, I'm pretty or I have a lot of money to shut their mouth out or something like that. But when you're just an average, you get bullied. What can you do? Your money is not as much as I am. And then your physics, your visual is not as pretty as I am. So what can you do when you're being an average anonymous? You're not that rich, you're not that smart or else something like that. Second, when you don't have much money, You cannot be pretty because being an average life in South Korea, it means that you just can have your a monthly fund for your life to support just your life, not your lifestyle. You can pay for your debt, you can pay for your the where you live or something like that, the apartment and other things like that. But still, again, you don't have that much money to pay for being pretty or being handsome. You don't know how to build your life. Being a K-pop star means the agency, the company, they will provide you with a lot of things that you cannot get as an average individual who lives in South Korea. When you are rich, when you have a lot of money, your agency will provide you. When you're being a K-pop star, your agency will provide you with the whole things. For example, the place for live. Your place to live is not the average place for you because what? Because you're a K-pop star. K-pop star, and the part of K-pop star means it's one who being later who being really the star, which is you're actually the star, the center of the show or something like that. You're the star of the world. It means that you are expensive fate. So it is impossible for the company to give you a life who is just the average life, same as this average anonymous life in the South Korea. It means you will have the good place for stay to make you comfortable when you live because you said that being a K-pop star is not comfortable because your privacy it will be seen by the whole people. But the reason is your agency, your company will give you the whole things that can maintain your privacy safe. Even, for example, you're dating with someone. It's not just leaked by itself by the company. The company must be know when we are dating or when we have relationship with the other people, but it's not leaked as it should be. It's just leaked because of the paparazzi. But the things that I should highlight it in here, the average individual who lives anonymously in South Korea also got the paparazzi things, even some of them being killed. The case in 1986, for example, there it is known as the massive case in South Korea that there's a 10 women who are being killed and they just come from the average life. This is actually being the rebuttal of your opinion and your speech about being uh, an average individual, an average anonymous individual in South Korea is something better than being a K-pop star. If you are being a K-pop star, it means your life will be provide. You're pretty, for example, like this. Provide in my thing, in our side means everything is being paid by your agency. The place for your life, the place to live, the place for you to build your life is actually something you can be sure. They will give you the comfortable place, the big mansion or the big place to stay, the big apartment room. And then when you have to be pretty to fulfill the citizens' expectation, they will pay for you for your plastic surgery or things. So it means your life will be better than the average life. Being the average in South Korea is something bad. For example, in the side of education, education in South Korea, it's something that they really look about, right? When you're just the average anonymous, it means you're not that smart too. But being a K-pop star, you will get a lot of privilege of getting the new experiences and new place for study. Even you can study in the best place in Korea or even abroad. This part of um chances it's something cannot the average individual who live anonymously in South Korea can get. This is actually being the reason why we're pretty sure with our argument that this house should not prefer to live as an average anonymous life in South Korea over being a K-pop star. I think that's enough. Thank you.
All right. The deputy leader of opposition spans 7 minutes and 30 seconds. I repeat, 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, to open the closing debate, I would love to invite the member of government here.
Okay, thank you. Am I audible right now?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So my speech will begin in 3, 2, 1. Um, Today motion is this house prefer to live an average anonymous life in South Korea over being a K-pop star. So first of all, I want to rebuttal the argument from the OO opening opposition. They talk about patient being a K-pop star or something like that. But uh, here's our opinion about this thing. Uh, in our opinion, passion is something that dynamic, like it can't be forever. I mean, like if today to you are like to being a K-pop star, and then the next day it there is a possibility you don't like it anymore. So I think it's doesn't make sense for bring uh, that thing to be a reason. uh, Being a K-pop star is better than being an average anonymous life in South Korea. Therefore, uh, so, if we talk about the patient and the system of being a K-pop star, uh, uh, someone who become the K-pop star, uh, they they are um, they are in the contract with agencies. So if someday someone is doesn't like uh, doesn't like it anymore being a K-pop star, they cannot just stop being a K-pop star, because there's a contract between the K-pop idol or the K-pop star with the agency. So it is a problem too, and that's why we disagree with opening opposition in this case. So there is so much entering the discussion why we agree with this motion, that we prefer to live an average anonymous life in South Korea over being a K-pop star. So uh, in the in the argument of OG, they are talking about the privacy stuff and so on. So I think uh, I want to talk about some case about privacy stuff, or something like uh, Sasang fans, if we know. So there is so much case like Sasang fans. If you look how desperate people being a K-pop star to debut as a K-pop star, it is not worth for their life, physically and mentally. Just for example, they have to they doing a strict diet, like maybe the case from the member of Twice, like Momo. She just eat ice cube for diet, which is it was very extreme for her health. And then uh, it's so much pressure on her to be skinny, like the beauty standard in South Korea, and so on. So I think being a K-pop star is worse, and it's better to live an average anonymous life in South Korea. Being a K-pop star means you have to be perfect in it, and it doesn't make sense at the end of the day, because K-pop star also a human. So uh, the pressure of the world, of the people out there, for the K-pop star to be perfect, to be an like like public figure, to be nice, to be kind, and then so on. It is felt very pressure on them. They are pressuring the K-pop star to be that perfect. And then life on average, anonymous life in South Korea is less harmful than being a K-pop star. We know the pressure to live in South Korea as well as an average anonymous life. It's also high, like you have to go to the top university or something like that, like OG said. But it's so much better than being a K-pop star. You know, beside the privacy stuff like OJ said in the beginning, I think if we look at the fact nowadays, many K-pop idol debut in such a young age, like New Jeans member, for example, it is very uncomfortable life as a K-pop star for underage idol because there are so many fans in like a grown up man being their fans, and then in some fan sign or some concert they are like um, touch the member or doing inappropriate with the member. It is so uncomfortable for the member. So then career as a K-pop idol is unstable and cannot guarantee for their life. Therefore, the system of training, if we talk about the system of training, it is better to fail in exam for entering university, for example, than failing to debut. Because being a trainee to be a K-pop idol or K-pop star, you have to debt for your trainee life, and when you are debut, you cannot get your salary after your debut, right after your debut, because you have to pay the debt as trainee. So I think it's more rather than pressure they got when they are being a K-pop star. They have to like invest so much money for their training life. So I think that's all for my argument. And once again, we agree with this motion that this house prefer to live an average anonymous life in South Korea over being a K-pop star. Thank you very much.
All right. The member of government spans 7 minutes and 9 seconds approximately. Now, to respond the case and to open the closing opposition bench, I would love to invite the member of opposition here.
Check. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. POI through unmuting yourself. And yeah. Disclaimer: this is only my opinion for the debate. This is not my opinion. Okay. Starting with wait. Okay. Starting with speech in 3, 2, 1. I think the first thing that I will kick in this debate is CG. The moment when they are coming to the debate with no explanation at all to how actually the main reason why, or the urgency, the main reason why they want to be approached and news in the end of the day being K-pop star. What actually the urgency, or what actually will going to be happen where you are not going to be a news approach as a K-pop star in the end of the day. Their explanation for this debate is basically going to replacing all of the argument coming from OG with no developed arguments, for example, praiser and whatnot. Second, talking about OO, I think OO have a good an idea to have a good point on how the explanations the K-pop star, but what actually missing coming from OO, the moment when they are not framing on what this motion was going to be, for example, this actually giving a chance to another bench to coming with this debate with all argument that tackle down their point. So in the end of the day, do not credit OO from this debate because they're not providing you about what the idea of K-pop star and whatnot, and what the idea of for example, anonymous approach life in South Korea and whatnot. That's why very pro to oppose. But before that, but I'm going to bring this debate in the three types. First, contextualization, second, rebuttal, and third is extensions. Going to the first, contextualizations. I mean, what you need to understand before what you need to understand, the approach, the pre-anonymous life in South Korea is the moment when you are going to hide your hide your identity. For example, the moment that you went you are going to hide your identity, including your name and whatnot. Then you are alive in approach, so in like approach people in South Korea, like, and whatnot. The main reason why people are not going to, the main reason why people are going to be anonymous, like what OGC told you, because they are maintaining the privacy, disturbing the personality and what and whatnot. But we don't accept it, because when you are going to be K-pop, means that you are able to have accepted all the consequences being K-pop star. Okay, going to the idea of being K-pop star. Being K-pop star means that you already thinking about what you're going to be. Before you are going to be pop star, K-pop star means that you are considering what will going to be happen when you are going to be pop star. Going to be pop star means that you have a lot of fans. You have a lot of people that are liking to you. Means that when you are going to be pop star, you will not going far away with a dance, with a singing and with a fans. And anyway, the main reason why the purpose being K-pop star is to engagement your fans, to engagement your fans. That's actually the goal when you are going to be pop star, going to be K-pop star. Because the mom, okay, that's why the main reason why in the end of the day, average anonymous is not going to be rational when you are going to be K-pop star, but at the same time you are going to anonymize themselves. Anonymize your identity means that you are lost your identity as K-pop star, exactly. But I think okay, talking about talking about rebuttals. First, maintaining the privacy. I think maintaining the privacy is already there without your anonymous fans. Look on how, for example, even if in the worst case scenario people do scamming to you, do send any kind of thing to you, we have regulations that will protect you. We have a certain people or certain regulations will protecting to you, including including the bad things that will happen to you. And so that's perfectly that's perfectly fine. And also how going to be live, how you are going to live under the Kiko star, you can ransack, you can rank police, for example, you can rank people who to protect you in any way. But if you don't want that, there's regulation will protect you at the very first place. So I don't think the maintaining privacy is important under the K-pop idol. Under the K-pop idol. Second, talking about develop skill and personally improve under the elements. We say under our style being K-pop star, you can also develop yourself on how, for example, people or your fans will going to be proud of you the moment when you are going to the moment when you are the moment that your fans see how your improvement into your dance, into your singing and whatnot. That's actually the moment that people will proud of you, seeing how your process as being K-pop star in the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Second step, they're talking about stress and pressure and whatnot. This basically being tackled down by OO at the very first place. They're saying that you are lit as a K-pop star. It's easy for you to rent psycholog, to rent, for example, to go to, for example, go to doctor to consultation about your problem. You are not poor people. You are a privileged people, means that you are being K-pop star. If you have anything, you can just doing by your money and what. So I think this is not a big problem. This is not the problem that we need to tackle down. I'm going to extensions in this OG. First is creating the brutal events, the brutal fans. What the feminism is, the moment when you are going to hide your identity means that your fan is going to will trying to know your identity. They all will trying to what is your name, where is your identity? Because the moment you are hide your identity, the brutality of the action from your fan is there anyway, because they will feel they won't know their idol. They won't know how the looks like of their idol, how the idol is going to be look like and what. So this is going to creating the brutality under our side, because their fan is trying to find their real identity, because the idea of fans, for example, they will do anything to their idol. The moments when you are going to be fans means that you are sacrifice a lot to your idol. So the moments when you are not providing what your fans actually want means that that you are going to giving them the disappointed. What is actually the urgency coming? What is actually the urgency for being K-pop idol? Providing engagement defense is your job. You're not talking because you are being K-pop idol means that you want your fans mark you. So we don't agree the moment when a government ban saying that we are praising by being fans because that actually your consequences being K-pop idols. You are adult people. You are adult people. You have considering how to solve your problem. You are not a child and you are not coming from underprivileged person on how you cannot solve the problem. You are being K-pop idols means that there is a lot of means that there is a lot of consideration. There is a lot of problem in solving will happen under your side. That's all sentiment I beg to support my team. Thank you.
All right. The member of opposition spans 7 minutes and 11 seconds. I repeat, 7 minutes and 11 seconds. Now, to close the case and to respond, I would love to invite the government whip here.
Okay, thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna start my speech in 3, 2, 1. In my arguments, I'm gonna invoke my arguments with the rebuttals from the closing government, from the closing opposition about this problems based on the motion. The closing government talks about the more protecting, talk about the privacy and about the stressing out that being that a reason by the opening government that are being a K-pop star. But they talk about we just have to a regulation that we have to arrange the system of protection and the system of the arrange the psychologists and something else, but it doesn't still make sure that it's not going to happen again. So, and also being a K-pop star is not really easy than being an average people in South Korea. As we know, they are influencer, they are role models for their fans, like the causing government said that they engagement the fans, and so because of the burden that they have as K-pop star, they might still have a privacy and have a stress about that. So, and the level of the stress and privacy as being a K-pop star is huge than people have an average life in South Korea. So that's why, it's not gonna make sure that the stressing out a situation or the privacy unbreakable by the fans or people that really, or the people that have a bad intent to the K-pop star is not going to happen again if you just arrange the protection and arrange the psychologists, because I think it might be help, but actually the thing that we have to done the solution is that we just need, if we can avoid it, and then why not? So that's the reason why being an average life is much better than to choose to be a K-pop star. And before talk about my arguments, to expand more about my arguments and talk about the opening opposition said that talks about the passion and talk about the money that I have as a K-pop star. First, they talk about the passion. Yes, as an individual, we have our own choice. We have our own rights to choose our own passion. But as an average people in South Korea also have a rights to choose their own passion. Especially an average people and average anonymous people anonymous people in South Korea, they might have a lot of choices than choices of experience of life than a K-pop star. You know, they have a lot of more typical experience, everyday life that which may include the pursuing the personal interests. So there's so much unique passion that we can choose, that we can choose than just being a K-pop star. That being a K-pop star, an average is not an average people, because this life is dynamic, as my partner said. Average people not also sustainably average, you know. They can you know, they can get a lot of money too from the a lot of experience that they have as a as a choices. So because why we stand for this, for this a reason, because as we know, a K-pop star maybe have a lot of possibilities to get the money, to looking good, but actually is the reality is maybe on a status quo right now. There are a lot of K-pop star are suicide because of their life, because the burden that you have as a role model, as a K-pop star. So that's including my arguments that the global impact that as a being influencer that K-pop star has. You know, the K-pop stars have a significant influence, not only the entertainment industry. They might be, you know, solving cultural trends, fashion, and social discussion, and so on. So if they, you know, if they do something bad, or do something that not really suitable with any people in this world, that might be, you know, there may be a discussion of a people, and that may, you know, impact too of their agency, and impact too of themselves as an individual. So that's why the burden of the global impact and influencer K-pop star, it's too huge, and it's, you know, it's gonna impact of their mental health, and of their, you know, of their passion, and a lot of things aspect of their life. So that's why the okay, and that's why being an average most people in life, and in South Korea, is more better than a K-pop star, because a lot of things bad happen might be as a K-pop star, you know, the output, you know, the to influence and to influence a bias of bad things, or influence, you know, to a lot of people in this world, it might be such a huge burden. And in other arguments, they have also have a, you know, they have a standard of life. So they have a standard of life. So it's correlated with my previously arguments that an animal's life can overgrow to carry longevity, and with a K-pop stars often have relatively short careers, and their fame may fade quickly. So if a K-pop star doesn't have any other businesses, or just focuses of their standard of the contract for the agency, if they're, you know, shut down their fame, they just do nothing, they just unemployed and something else. In a contrast, an animal's individual can pursue a variety of career opportunities as personal interest of their life. So that's why, like I said, as an animal's life, average animal's life have a lot of experience. So that's why they're not just gonna, you know, they're not just gonna dare to being an average. They can be more expanded about their life, because they also have opportunities of life, their opportunities of career. So there are a lot of choices that why we have just to choose at a K-pop star. And you know, the versatility of an animal's lives too allows for exploration of diverse fields, education, and personal growth, which can lead to the more fulfilling and the secure future. So that's, maybe they're adding a reason from our argument. So that's why closing government still stands of the motion that this house to prefer, and for being live a kind of life to be an average animals in a South Korean, rather than a K-pop's life, rather than a K-pop's lives. Thank you. That's all my speech.
All right. The government whip spans 8 minutes and 40 seconds. I repeat, 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Quick reminder for you guys, please be mindful of your time, because the time was only in max 720 seconds. So please be mindful of your time, because I am not writing anything after the 7 minutes and 20 seconds. All right, now to close the debate, I would love to invite the opposition whip here.
Am I audible?
Your voice was too low. Can you please?
Wait. Am I audible? Still?
I think there's something disturbing, like the voice of, I don't know, what is it?
Wait. Oh, wait. Am I audible?
All right, this is better. Can you please talk once more?
Yes. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, this is good.
Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna take much time in this debate. Just saying that. Okay, my POI preference is just unmute yourself. And I'm gonna start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, in the life of a K-pop star, where the rising expectation that is directed to you by your fans, and the massive privilege that the profession by being a K-pop star brought, we believe that by being average anonymous life, when you have the chance to fully utilize the potential that by being a K-pop star have, is not only a loss but a misused chance to improve your standing in your overall life. Okay, so comes to my rebuttal / argument. Okay. CG comes to this debate with bringing the argument that the expectation of life to a K-pop star is unbearable to the K-pop star, whereby using anonymous life you can get around this problem. In this case, we argue that we have to understand that the issue brought is not exclusive to K-pop but a norms in South Korea for the whole society. Now, why does in the end we don't think this argument stand? K-pop is a profession where the benefit in this part outweighs the negative. Is that we have to look at the reality, in which case K-pop in this place is a very connected place to its fans, where by what my first speaker said is that at the end of the day, by choosing to hide your identities, first of all, it makes your fan becomes your radical fans becomes more active in searching your identity, which made the action to hide your identity in the first place becomes more harder. And second of all, we argue that by hiding your identities, in this case, it limits your potential as a K-pop star in the end. Because why? limiting your identities means that you do all things to hide it, like not really being connected to your fans and not being in public spaces that much, and etc. And in this case, we argue that why uh, at the end of the day, the K-pop star in this case choose to not have his identity hidden is that the career in the K-pop star profession is that connecting to your fans is important, and it is the core of being a K-pop star is. And by limiting your potential by enacting average anonymous life is that you limit your career as a whole, and thus it is harder for you to grow your career in the end of the day as a K-pop star. And then okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you very much. I'm not understanding this.
All right. The opposition whip spans 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Now, we're moving on to the adjudicating sessions. But first, please give me approximately like 10 to 15 minutes to, restructure my OA and to give the decision. So please wait for 10 to 15 minutes. Hope you don't mind for it. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Oh, you were so great, Chico.
Shut up, Kaliza.
Oh, you are. You are barudak well. Barudak well.
No, I'm not actually.
Hmm?
Nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah. Nice to meet you too. Of course.
So I think this debate starts is a big match between you all, and I expect that this match should be a record, and you can see on the YouTube about your progress and also about your history about that, I think.
Jatuh. Oh ya, tadi barusan.
Pecah ya?
Jadi nggak rapi.
So how about Nesa and also Tiara? Have you satisfied with this debate spar for tonight?
I actually feel really grateful that you're inviting me into this part of the debate and meet the other opponents. This is a lot of fun. Thank you.
Oh, you good. You were good.
Everyone's
Apple
here.
pie.
Yeah.
You know, I
Sorry.
was thinking that you are Kak Asri just now, Kak Asri UGF. Like your voice sounds like the same voice.
Ini lagi ngomong.
Thank you for inviting me to this amazing debate. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too.
The funny
Oh,
thing about this debate is me and Nessa is actually the rival when we are doing the debate competition for the last one, but now we are on the one team.
Yeah, it's amazing.
She got me once, which is like, oh no, we're on one team, right? And
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
so
so you, wow. Oh, please continue. Sorry to disturb.
no, that's okay. Please
no.
continue.
No, I just wanted to give my, my reactions that you were once enemies.
You're right. This is something that unbelievable.
Yeah, I think this debate part being a room for us to be more closer and to be a team. Like we I don't even expect to see maybe not even my enemy, maybe people Tiara from another debate competition to be debating with me as a team. I think that's amazing.
Oh, so you guys didn't know each other? No, like, you guys are not from the same institution?
No, I just know Tiara in the afternoon. It's crazy.
Yeah, we just knew each
Oh.
other actually. The only say hi that I and Nessa ever done is when we're the opponents in the other debate.
Yeah.
but I believe that you all will know me more because I am the UA of names of you all.
I know.
Yeah, of course.
I often ask for POA at these portion competitions. So
Yeah, you always ask about the POI. PI, please. No, thank you. I'm not having the POI part. But actually, I've done the POI part one, and it's quite fun actually to questioning something that's actually not relatable and it's not clear enough that we can accept.
Yeah, you did POI a lot. It's overwhelming. And actually, do you ever uh, get affected from the POI? Because I see from this personally, a lot of people so competitive that they don't want to accept POI.
yeah, sometimes the POA is a strategy to disrupt your opponent's concentrations, opponent focus, or something like that.
Oh, so it works.
So how about CO? Where are you come from? Budidaya lele?
Oh, hi guys.
Budidaya
Good to
lele,
meet you.
budidaya lelenya di mana?
Budidaya lele di Jawa.
I mean, you are from a senior high school or universities?
Oh no, I'm in college actually right now.
Yes, college. What college you are?
Prefer not to say.
Okay.
Why? Just to make it clear, I would like to introduce myself that I also someone who doing the double degree program. I'm from Universitas Negeri Jakarta in the major of communications, but in the other part, I also the varsity student at Universitas Terbuka in the major of English literature.
What?
Yay.
You're in Jakarta? I thought you were in Kalimantan.
No, I'm from Jakarta. By the way, I actually live in Bogor, but I work in Jakarta. So
Oh, I see. So, like, do you join the Indo Open?
no,
Oh, okay. I thought we could meet.
I hope that I can. Maybe not. Right.
I think both of you from UT, you have to join in another competitions before this portion because this year's is last this opportunity for me because I have passed the X semester, so it's enough for me to join at this opportunity. I mean, so my suggestion for you is you have to join in another competitions to win maybe the next years for this opportunity. I think.
But you know what? This debate actually have been crazy, guys, because I moved from eating kwetiaos, like I case built while eating kwetiao in some restaurant, and then I and then I debated in my car while on the way to like a skincare shop and something, and then I listened to your guys' speech while, shopping for skincare. Well, now I'm finally at home.
Thank you for the effort.
And oh yeah, do you guys remember my partner, Sava, the first speaker? He was actually in Bioskop. He was watching a movie. That's why he left after his speech.
So Nessa, you know about Tasha? I think Tasha from your team. Tasha Wulandari. Tasha Wulandari from UT Palembang or not? Because I often see Tasha in this Puntantum. She join at the debate Spara too.
Oh, yeah, I also recognize that name. I don't know if I have debated with them, but I recognize that name. Anyway, like for the Vita people, how are you guys not tired? Because it's like, it was 9 when the debate started. How are you guys not tired, Vita people?
Because we were forced to do the debate. Saying that this is the reason why I'm not tired during the debate. Because I must. Not I have to. I must do that.
Oh my God. Did Kaito force you with something?
No, I mean, actually, it's actually my responsibility to do that because that's responsibility. It means whether you want it or not, you're being forced to do that.
And how about Alpina and Susifa? Are you satisfied with your debate tonight?
Are you talking with me? Or what?
Yes, both of you.
Yeah, I don't know, satisfied because, you know, I try my best and it was really good for me for tonight, for the education. Oh, it's really an exciting debate from for me in tonight. And thank you for Kalisa that always you know, making approach us and always encourage us to debate, especially
Thank you.
because you know you inspired me so much. So I learned so
What?
much about debating.
I
And
inspire you?
yeah, because you know what aspect that you inspire because you are in a high school student. So yeah, I feel embarrassed that I can debate as good as you because I'm a college student as well. So yeah, thank you, Kalisa.
Oh, I am salting, guys.
Hi,
So,
guys.
okay.
All right. Actually, I want to talk with you guys, but I am too focusing on my educating. So maybe if you guys wanted to talk after the OA sessions, I'll be free. But yeah, see it later lah. Gitu. Okay, so now I'm just going to start in the educating session. So before I move on, quick roll call. Opening government, are you guys here?
Yeah, we're here.
Opening opposition.
Hi.
All right, opening opposition is here. Closing government, are you guys here? Closing government.
Okay, we're here.
All right, and closing opposition, are you guys here?
Yeah, we are here.
Okay, so while because everyone is now here and complete, I'm just going to start my OA. It will be actually split into three parts. The first one is the general comments, and the second one is the decisions, and the third one is the reason behind my decisions. So first is the general comments. Actually, this debate was pretty good and pretty tight. So it took like 15 minutes for me alone to discuss with myself which one and who is the one that is going to be the first, second, third, and fourth. But highest appreciation for you guys for completing this debate and making this debate very fire, even though it is just, sparse sessions, but the debate was very tight and very close between one another. And highest appreciation for you guys. Congratulations for finishing these par rounds. And yeah, second thing is I actually did not see, or you guys are actually a little bit lack of explaining, or like showing the best and worst case scenario between your teams, so that kind of comparisons is actually something that we need. But what I see is everyone is actually only glorifies their own cases without telling what is the worst case scenario and why then it is still better under our side, rather than if we are going with the other teams best case scenario. That is the one that is actually lacked in this debate, but I think that it is fine. But it is a bit hard for me to determine who is going to be the winner because you guys are lack of it. But actually, you guys just can improve it in another debate. And yeah, moving on to the second part is my decisions. So my decisions is like this. Congratulations to opening teams. First place goes to opening government, and second place goes to opening opposition. Third place goes to closing oppositions, and fourth place goes to closing government. So, what is the reason behind my decisions? But before that, I'm going to review the delta from each teams. What are the delta coming from each teams? The delta coming from opening government, the opening government have already catered us about the better privacies if you are being anonymous, or a better physical and mental health balances, better personal relationship with your family, friends, and your girlfriends, and etc. And you have also better life security, and you will have safer track record once you make some mistakes, so you will have enough chances. Those are the delta coming from the opening government. Now let's see what is the delta coming from opening oppositions. The delta coming from opening oppositions is actually opening oppositions brought the main arguments about, like, K-pop, being K-pop stars is passions for several people. Actually, like, several people like really dreamt of being a K-pop stars. And, like, second delta is actually about the influence from K-pop stars to the world, like giving an example of BTS becoming the brand ambassador of United Nations, for example, and etc. And the third one is the better economic welfare under the side of opening oppositions. Now let's see what comes from CG. CG comes with new framing by saying the harsh training systems, like, it will be very hard with your training systems, and you should pay the debt to your agencies, just because while you are in training or in academy, you will be paid by your agencies, and you should pay it on your debut, for example. That is the delta coming from closing government. The second delta is actually about the higher chances of the K-pop fans, the K-pop stars to getting harassed sexually, for example, and etc. But I think that kind of delta is actually integrated into the life security delta, or like the privacy delta. And the third one is actually, and the last one is actually coming from closing opposition. The one to the closing oppositions, the delta comes with the how it will be good economic welfare for K-pop stars. When you become K-pop stars, you will have better economic welfare, for examples. And like second delta is actually what how the fans will become brutal when you are going in public, and etc. and etc. Right? All right. So explanations between each themes. Why I put CG at the fourth positions? Because all I see is CG is the least teams that gave much contributions in this debate today. I count some points from CG, but actually there are many there are many points that is actually being mentioned from OG firstly, but I don't see any development or any extensions that could prove to me why then CG should still those kind of arguments. And I think those kinds of arguments is still standing on OG. That is why I put CG on fourth, because I don't see much more contributions rather than those three other teams higher than CG. But I actually counted several potential points coming from CG, and that is a big that should be appreciated, because I think that the framing coming from CG is actually very good about how you have hard training systems and the depth systems and etc. But I think that they need to develop their arguments more, making it more stronger, for example, to actually overcome the other positions in the debate today. And as well, the sexual harassment higher chances is actually very potential, but actually it also should be half credited to opening government, because it goes with the delta of the life security, the better life security explained by opening government. So that is why I put CG on fourth. Why then I put CO on third? I think CO comes with a very good effort by saying new definitions, or they are bringing the debate into a new path. But I think that it is too late to be brought in CO. What is the current mistake coming from CO is actually that CO tries to get out from the debate by saying that by defining this anonymous life is actually the K-pop stars that become anonymous, while the definition has been settled down by opening themes that is actually average anonymous is someone who is just average and not known by every people in the world, or did not have fans. That is the definition have been settled down by the opening themes. But actually, unfortunately, though closing opposition comes with new definitions, so that is why I count that as an effort, but I could not count that as something new that can direct the debate into winning points for closing oppositions, because I believe that it is too late. And quick suggestions for CO: if you are in the closing themes, it will be better for you to just follow the directions that have been settled down by the opening themes, because it would be very fatal if you are trying to make new directions, but at the end the direction settled down by the opening themes is already fixed and perfectly maintained by opening themes. So that is why I put CEO in third positions. Next is, why then opening oppositions could not be higher than opening governments. Now, opening oppositions have a very good framing, actually. The framing of, like, influence, K-pop stars could influence people is actually a very good framing. But actually, I don't, there is still a little bit lack of rebuttal, so that there are several things that you cannot that you did not mention about opening government's idea, and there are several things that you are mentioning and you are trying to tackle it down, but I don't see that point tipping you up, because I see that kind of rebuttal as something that just neutralize the idea of opening government, that does not flip the arguments of opening government becoming your argument. So that is why I cannot put opening opposition higher, even if opening oppositions brings a very good and potential arguments, like influence from K-pop stars, and also the better economic welfare, for example, and etc. I think that is a very potential points, but I don't see that the explanations coming from opening oppositions are actually very are actually as tight as opening government. That is why I put opening government as the first positions. And for opening government, why the what is lacking, what is the lack coming from opening government? I think opening government is still a bit lack of why is A more important than B. Like, why is you are lack of explaining that, like, why is having a good private life, or like a secure security in your life is better than having an economic welfare glorified by the by the opposition side of the house, for example. You guys are still lack of it, but actually every team is also a little bit lack of it to actually explain why your cases, or like why your delta is the most important thing that should be discussed in the debate today. That is the thing that is missed in the debate today, because you guys are not elevating your points or elevating your idea to actually making it as the main priority of the debate, or as the main topics that should be debated in the debate today. That is why I think that by that conclusion, I could just give it to OG, simply because, one, OG gave a very complex explanations with several layers that is actually very clear, and also very understandable. Second things, that there are not so much points coming from OG tackled down by the other teams. And the third one is actually OG is actually the teams who could prove, like, why their delta is actually being counted rather than the other team's delta. I think that is all for my for my OA today. If you guys have any comments, critiques, suggestions, or questions, please just talk to me in the Zoom meeting. Or if you guys wanted to have a personal feedback, you guys could contact me in my personal chat or in my private chat in WhatsApp. Maybe the host will give my number to you guys. I think that is all. Thank you and have a good night, guys.
Sir, one of participant asked about his speaker score.
All right. For the speaker score, I should score it again. So probably I will share it to you through WhatsApp, and you could just share it to them about the speaker score, because I should I should decide the speaker score again, and I think it would took a little bit of time. Since this is almost 10 p.m., I think you guys should go resting or should go do other activities. So I think I will go through WA, and I will just share it to you in my WhatsApp.
Wait, can we get your number for personal feedback?
Let me just share it in my in the Zoom meeting chat.
Thank you.
As well, this guys, since I'm still we are still learning to be a better debater and judge. I still need your comments, and I still need your reviews about my educating. Maybe you guys could like write it down in my WhatsApp while you guys are asking for personal feedbacks. For example, you guys could actually criticize me or give me comments in my WhatsApp while you guys are asking for personal feedback.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, guys. Good night.
Good night.